Shalom, shalom. Welcome, everybody. Today, we are going to have a beautiful devotion on Yah's promises. Today's devotion is going to be focused on healing. Now, there's this perspective. A lot of times, healing is usually correlating with the body. And I believe truly that there is a connection between the body's healing and the mind as well. But today, I think I want to focus more this week in our meditation on the healing of our mind and our heart. So this is one of the main perspectives, one of the main aspects of Yahushua's ministry, which if we understand Yahusha's ministry, we will understand that this is the main focus that Yah also had, which was on what Yahushua came to do as well. What Yahushua came to do was to reveal what Yah wants to do. So I'm going to start our devotion with putting our minds on the mission that he came to perform in Isaiah chapter 61, I believe. And it says here, the spirit of Yahuwah Elohim is upon me, because Yahuwah have anointed me to preach good tidings unto the meek. He have sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to proclaim freedom to the captives and the opening of the prison to them that are bound. This perspective here, the opening of the prison. Look at what the Septuagint says. Recovery of the sight to the blind. The captivity or the prisons is referring to the mind. So he's not only coming to heal the brokenhearted, but he's also to give us sight or understanding to our lack of understanding, to allow our minds to be free to understand the things that Yah has for us. Let me see if I can find another perspective in regards to, I would say, the prison. So also another thing, it says here, you deaf, look up, you blind to see. And who is blind but my servants? Deaf, but they that rule over them. Yea, the servants of Elohim had been made blind. So it's very important that we understand that we are in complete reliance of our mind understanding. There's many people in the scriptures who Yahushua referred to as blind. Now, it wasn't talking about physical blindness. It was talking about mental blindness. It was talking about that mental block, as well as that heart breaking, that broken heart, or that heart that was so stony that it was separated from what Yah wanted to put in it. This is what Yah wants to heal initially. This is the primary aspect of what he wants to heal. And so sometimes in our excitement of the scripture, we don't pursue the surrender and the submission of our mind and heart to Yah. And so today I want to focus this week on the meditation of healing of our mind and heart. So the first verse I want to bring out is in Romans. Romans chapter 12. Many have heard this. It says, "Do not to be conformed to this world, but to be transformed by the renewing of your mind." Conformity, the word conformity, it's kind of revealing molding, like a fashion, like shaping you to the world. And transforming is more of the word metamorphosis, like it's like a one thing turning into a completely different thing. But look at how it is. When it conformed, right, to form you, to mold you to this world, don't be molded to this world. Don't allow your mind to think like the world. Don't allow your heart to desire the things of the world, but to be transformed by the renewing of your mind, to allow Yah to put a new perspective, a heavenly perspective in your mind that you may continue. This is an effort that you got to put in. When Yah reveals and gives you these things, it is up to us to exercise those things. So we place our thoughts on those things that is heavenly, to allow our thoughts and our mind and our perspective to be renewed to the point where the exercise becomes nature. So it says that you may prove what is good, acceptable, and the perfect will of Elohim. So we are transformed by the renewing of our mind. There's a complete change that Yah wants to perform in us, and it starts with the mind. Let's continue to move forward. Isaiah, and you may see a lot of these in future future devotions, but it's all correlating with the same thing, which is a lifestyle. It's just going to focus on certain perspectives. So this is one of my favorite verses. My wife said these verses never get old. It's like this, they all never get old, really. So it says here, verse 2 of Isaiah 26 says, "Open ye the gates that the righteous nation which keeps the truth may enter in, and you will keep him in perfect peace, whose mind is stayed on you." Why? Because he trusts in you. So how do you keep your mind on Yah? How do you allow Yah to heal your damaged mind? By keeping your mind on him, by allowing your thoughts to be centered around trusting him for the things that you need, trusting them for the things that you are confused about, to allow him to heal your mind. And when he heals your mind, this is where peace comes into play. We receive that peace when our thoughts are in the right place, when he places your mind, when he gives you an opportunity or an ability to redirect your thoughts from that which is destroying you to that which is strengthening you. So it says perfect peace, whose mind stays on you. And why would his mind stay on you? Because he trusts you. What does it mean to trust? It means that you are reliant. You are in complete dependency, and you are confident that depending on Yah for everything is okay and it will work. And this is why you have peace. Verse 4 says, "Trust in yahuah forever. For in yahuah, yahuah, your is everlasting strength. In him is everlasting strength." To place your mind on him is to allow your mind to be strengthened. To have peace is to have strength in your mind. To not allow your mind to be disturbed or dismayed by the things around you. Let's go to Philippians. Philippians chapter 4. Looking at verse 6 and 7, it says this: "Be careful for nothing." Other translations, like the TS 2009, says, "Do not worry at all, but in every manner pray, be by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving. Let your requests be made known to Elohim." It's very important that you understand that the mind is broken only because it has been focused on our own desires, our own will, our own purpose. We need to surrender that to Yah. Yah is trying to heal our minds by removing the worry, removing the pain, removing the fear, removing all these things. But it takes us to rely on him, to know who he is and what he desires to do, and to trust that. It says here, "Be careful for nothing, and in everything by prayer and supplication and with thanksgiving." To look at the things around you and to be content. Not to being content doesn't mean don't move forward. Being content simply means that you appreciate the day that you have. You appreciate the life, the provision, the food, the shelter, the clothing, that the interactions that you were able to obtain in your talking with other people. This is the things that you look at as valuable, that Yah is walking with you in everything that you're doing. It's very hard to be dismayed or grumbled when you are thankful of everything that's around you. It says here, "The peace of Elohim, which passes all understanding, shall protect your hearts and minds through Yahushua Messiah. Keep means to protect or to guard. The peace that is developed from your trust in him, the peace that is developed from surrendering your thoughts to him and placing your mind in meditation on his promises, is what allows your heart and mind to be protected by Yahushua. This is how he heals you. And then it goes into verse 8, which says, finally, brethren, whatsoever things are true, whatsoever things are honest. Of course, everything that it's about to describe is only referring to what comes from Yah. Whatever is true, whatever is honest, whatever things are righteous, whatever things are pure, whatever things are lovely, whatever things is of good report, if there's any virtue, if there's any praise, think, it says here, think on these things, which means meditate, place your mind, place your thoughts on those things. Okay, let's look at 2 Timothy. 2 Timothy chapter 1, looking at verse 7. For Elohim have not given us the spirit of fear. He has not given us a mindset that is worrisome, that is fearful, that is afraid, that is dismayed, that is hopeless. But what does he give you? He gives you power, love, and then it says this, a sound mind. I want to show you something interesting. This is what shows our efforts, that Yah has given us power and strength. Look, a sound mind is referring to self-control or self-discipline. Why is a sound mind referring to self-control? Because it takes control. It takes an active effort to direct your thoughts in the right place every moment. And so if your thoughts is on fear, there has to be a remembrance. You have to place your mind on the things that Yah has said to you to alleviate the fear that comes from thoughts that are hopeless, thoughts that are fearful. So when thoughts are fearful, you have to remember that Yah did not give you a mind of fear, but that he gave you power by the Ruach and love that he demonstrated to you so you can be free to control where your thoughts go. You are free to place your thoughts on him because he is freeing you. And so when you continuously trust and place your thoughts on him, he will continuously transform you and mold you and heal your heart and mind from those things that has destroyed us, hurt us, created the most pain in our life. Let's look at let's understand the heart a little bit. David talks about the heart a lot. He talks about his mind a lot as well. So I think this is very imperative that as we go throughout the week, that we keep our mind focused on how Yah wants to mold us, how Yah wants to transform us, and place and surrender to that plan, surrender to that work that he is trying to perform. It says here, yahuah is nigh. This is a big thing. This is a big thing. People that are brokenhearted normally feel like Yah is far away from them. People that are dismayed and distraught by the situations that they're in, by the circumstances that they're in, even by the actions that they have performed, when they are brokenhearted and grieved and remorse, the first thing the enemy tries to do is by giving you the idea that Yah is far. He says very clearly, Yah is near to those who are brokenhearted and saves such that has a contrite spirit. Contrite spirit is referring to the mind. Let's see what the emphasis of that. Contrite, which means crushed, humbled, destroyed. When you are exalted, you move according to the flesh. When you are lifted up, you move according to your pride. But when you are crushed, Yah moves on your behalf and he delivers you from that prideful mind. To have a crushed ruach or a crushed mind is to be saved from an exalted mind. This is what this is an emphasis on. He is near to the brokenhearted, not because he wants you to be broken, but because your heart was too puffed up and too hard. But now he broke it and he's able to enter in. And he's able to deliver those that have a crushed mind, because your mind was exalted. Your flesh was lifted up, was lofty. And now, because you have been crushed and lowered, he is now able to deliver you. Many are the afflictions of the righteous, but yahuah delivers him out of them all. It's interesting how he starts talking about the heart and the mind, and then he talks about the afflictions. Many times people perceive affliction to be something going on outwardly, and it may well be so, but what's happening outwardly is affecting the heart and mind. And what Yah doesn't want to happen is for the mind and heart to be moved away from Yah. He makes it very clear in many other instances. He says, their lips call for me, but their hearts are far from me. So the major thing that Yah is trying to avoid is to have you move your heart and mind away from him, when he is the only one that can revive and renew and restore your mind and heart. Psalms 147, looking at verse 3, it says, he healed the broken in heart and binds up their wounds. You know what's interesting about this? When he says binding up your heart, it's kind of like wrapping up your heart. Yah, I'm pretty sure we all know Yah can just, fix the whole situation. But there's a lesson in wrapping up the wounds and allowing your strengthening and your learning and your building up and edifying to be a part of the complete restoration. There's this element in which he will bind it up where it won't be affected by everything else, but there's still a work that has to be done in order for your heart to be completely healed. There has to be a surrender. There has to be a trust. There has to be a pursuit of Yah and his word and his promises, and the things that restore us and transform our minds is what we need to pursue and desire the most. There has to also be a purging, a getting rid of things that cause the brokenness, that getting rid of things that, that is not beneficial for a healed, restored person. So let's look at Ezekiel. Ezekiel 36. I think many people are aware of this verse. Ezekiel 36, verse 26, where it says, a new heart also I will give you, and a new spirit I will put inside of you. I will take away the stony heart and give you a heart of flesh. And I will give you, and I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes and shall keep my judgments and do them. So you see, healing, restoration, transformation is all going to produce a walk with Yah. I don't want to just say obedience. I don't want to just say, it's going to produce you keeping his commandments. Like, it's keeping his commandments is deeper than just doing what he says. It's becoming like him. It's going from walking the opposite direction to walking with him, and not just walking with him, but walking like him. You see what I'm saying? So we need to stop looking at this restoration as, okay, now I'm going to do some different stuff. It's not that I'm going to do some different stuff. I'm going to be different. I'm going to think different. My heart is going to desire things differently. And then I'm going to pursue that because his spirit is what's motivating me, is guiding me. My legs are now healed. I can walk. My feeble knees, it says strengthen the feeble knees and the hands that hang low, to lift up your hands and strengthen your knees so you can move forward. To heal, to receive that healing is to receive Yah in every aspect of your being, your thinking, your thought process, your perspective, how you see things, why you see a thing. Does those things equate me being like Yah or still being like me? Very important. The things I do alone, like, Are the things I do alone fulfilling the purpose of Yah or the purpose of me? Are they allowing Yah to delight in it, or is something that I don't want Yah to see? And this is something that we all can relate to. It's just a matter of healing from those things. And many people think healing is from like feeling bad. Sometimes it's not about feeling bad. It's about recognizing your weakness or the fact that you're destroyed by the things that you've done. The thoughts that run rampant, the cravings that your body has, the reaction that you have when people talk to you, the attitude that you have when you think about certain things, the envy that you have when you see other people. It's like we need to recognize that we are broken in order to get healed. But you need to understand what brokenness is, and we need to understand where the healing comes from and how we can pursue that healing. It's not something that we don't heal ourselves, but we go to the source of healing. We pursue the source of healing. We go after the healing, and we go after the one that heals. There we go. Let's look at a few more verses. John chapter 14, looking at verse 27. It says here, peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. Not as the world gives, but I am giving it to you. Do not let your heart be troubled, and do not let it be afraid. My peace, not as the world gives. People think that CEOs, rich influencers, rich college kids, what do people associate peace with is tranquility, meaning people go to these islands, they go to the beach, they walk on the beach, and they be like, peace, right? And then they go back home and they're back in the turmoil. Peace creates strength. Peace of Yah creates endurance. The peace of the world is just quietness. It just means I don't have to do what I'm supposed to do every day. I don't have to deal with work today. I don't have to deal with taking a train today. I don't have to deal with traffic today because I'm on a beach. That's not peace. That's a peace that the world gives you, but that's not a peace that Yah is offering you. The peace that Yah is offering you is strength to allow your mind not to be dismayed, to continuously have confidence and strengthen your heart and mind, even while you're in the midst of turmoil. You have that peace. So what do? We cry out to Yah and we ask for this peace. We ask for this healing. We ask for this transformation. Let's go to Jeremiah 17. Jeremiah 17, looking at verse 14. Now, Jeremiah 17, verse 9 starts, the verse starts by saying what the heart is. The heart is deceitful above all things and desperately wicked. So it starts out by describing what does a broken heart look like. It looks deceiving. It looks like it tricks you. It looks like it's weak, right? But look at what we're supposed to ask with the acknowledgement of this. When we acknowledge this, we don't loathe ourselves. We don't isolate ourselves, and we don't get depressed. You know what we do? It says, Yah searches the heart. He's the one that tries our insides, even to give every man according to his ways and according to the fruit of his doings. So now look at what verse 14 says. Heal me, O yahuah, and I will be healed. Save me, and I shall be saved, for you are my praise. Heal me, and I will be healed. Save me, and I will be saved. One aspect is to allow your mind to always remember there's only one way to go. There's only one place to go. Don't sit around lingering about what you're going to do, because there's only one place to go to get healed, one place to go to get saved, one place to go to get deliverance. This is something that I got to exercise as well. This is something I'm practicing as well. This is something I sometimes fall short in as well. So this is not something new to humanity. But we need to exercise and keep our mind in the right place. Matthew chapter 11, verse 28 and 29 says this: Come to me, everyone that is labor and that is heavy laden with the weight of the stress, the weight of the anxiety, the weight of the fear, the weight of the pain is on you. Come to me and I will give you rest. Then there's something that you have to do. You have to take something. You have to pursue something. You have to go and obtain something. It says, take my yoke on you and learn of me. There's something that you have to meditate and study. For I am meek and lowly in heart, and you shall find rest unto your souls. For my yoke is easy and my burden is light. I am meek and lowly in heart. Why does he say, learn of me? Because by beholding, we become changed. So the more that we are constantly looking to Yah, looking to his son, looking to his word, is the more that we become like him. Colossians chapter 3, looking at verse 15. Let the peace of Elohim rule in your hearts. What's ruling in your heart? What is dominating the thoughts and the passion? What is dominating the desires that you have? Is it his word? Is it prayer? Is it peace? Is it thankfulness? Is it to just proclaim gratefulness to Yah, thankfulness to Yah, to pursue wisdom? Come to me and I'll give you wisdom freely, right? Let the peace of Elohim rule your hearts. What is ruling your heart? What is dominating the passions and the will and the desires of your heart? It says, to the which also you are called in one body, and be thankful. There we go again. To be thankful. Verse 16, let the word of Messiah dwell in you richly with all wisdom, teaching and admonishing one another in psalms, hymns, and spiritual songs, singing with grace in your hearts to yahuah. And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Master Yahushua, giving thanks to Elohim and the Father by him. You see this? So important. There's even times where I sing to myself. I sing to Yah myself. I don't have to be in like a certain scene to remember words of a song that has an imprint in my mind and my thoughts that will help me direct my thoughts in the right place. You know what I mean? So let's look at this last scripture. Prophet David says in Psalms 23, he restores my soul. He leads me in the path of righteousness for his name's sake. Restoration always comes with righteousness. Restoration always comes with the path, the walk. He leads me. He restores my soul and leads me. There's a walking that will continuously develop and strengthen your mind and your heart in the place that it needs to be in order to fulfill and glorify Yah on this earth. So praise Yah for his healing. Praise Yah for his words of encouragement, his promises of healing, his promises of transformation. Sometimes we don't realize that healing is not just something broken. Sometimes healing is like being stuck in a place and Yah fixes the situation. Having your mind stuck on your flaws, having your mind and your heart intertwined in your wrong actions. You know, I'm trying to be free from saying mistakes because a lot of times we do these things on purpose. We do these things and we pursue our own desires on purpose, but that doesn't mean that Yah is not going to warn you and offer you an opportunity to be restored. You know, to keep our mind and heart in those places of sin. Oh, look at what I did. Look at this. To keep your mind and heart is to keep your mind and heart in the place that has separated you from Yah, that broke that connection. So the broken heart and a broken mind, when you stay that way by yourself, you grieve to the point where you separate yourself even more. You don't want to look at Yah. You don't want Yah to look at you. You feel like you're too horrible for him to desire somebody like you. And this is far from what Yah says is true. His desire for you is shown. He sent his son for you. And he, in Isaiah 61, he sent his son for the specific purpose to heal you. You was in sin and sin broke you. And he sent his son to heal you. And so every aspect of healing has to come from an obsession with Yah, because he is the only one that can do these things. But he desires that obsession. He desires that persistence because he's saying, like, I'm the only one. Come to me like I'm the only one that can do these things and receive healing. So praise Yah. I pray you guys are blessed. Yah bless your week. Shalom.